Reportedly, Valve at one point was internally testing Portal 2 in VR, but halted any further development because too many people were testing it out and getting motion sick. That knowledge is heartbreaking, but thanks to modern Gistics? Oh no, please don't let this be another one of those situations. Thanks to insert name here, we now have an easy to install 6 Degrees of Freedom motion controlled VR mod for Portal 2. And let me just tell you, I think I'm addicted.
And then this magic little right here.
Not only does it let you just be there and turn your head around in the world, you get to finally grasp the sheer scale of everything. The companion cubes are huge, dude. It's like the first time you play Skyrim VR and you see one of the giant spiders and you're like, oh no, that's the size of like a wild wolf with 8 legs. This isn't a great analogy. So now that this mod exists, I'm probably going to be playing through all of Portal 2 again, only this time with the most immersion possible.
I never noticed in the game that like that wiggles. It's a little like far away from me. Whatever, it's fine.
This video is sponsored by KIWI Design and their VR headset stand. So now you're playing a bunch of Portal 2 in VR, right? You're getting dizzy, a little sick, you should take a break, but you might as well put your headset somewhere safe and organized while you're gone. So display your headset with style. Come on, it looks great. They have it in white and in black. Click the affiliate link down below to check it out for yourself. It's definitely not perfect, of course, but for a first release, dude, I'm floored. There's currently no room scale movement, so leaning forwards or backwards might make some of you motion sick since you won't actually move. And if that doesn't, well, I guess something else will.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, so there is no room scale movement. That is weird. Okay, so there's no room scale movement, but it is 6 Degrees of Freeman. I
played a little bit of the campaign to see it all in action, and the opening sequence where you're being dragged around is actually just wild in VR, dude. I'll say it again, if you get motion sick easily, maybe sit down for this mod. I kinda wish I could have just jumped ahead further in the game. I know that you could probably just install some old saves from someone else's or something, but I seem to have lost all my saves somehow, so I decided to just load up some community test chambers.
I want to go to community test chambers and take this opportunity to see my own map that I made like 10 years ago. Oh, I used the absolute maximum number of like assets you can put into one thing. I need to see this.
It's this really weird nostalgia hit to not only see my old levels again, but to actually be inside of them.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Let's see how this feels in VR. Okay. Oh, that's great. That feels so good. Some people might throw up. I don't get motion sick in VR, so this is pretty good for me.
I won't show you all of the solutions for these in case you want to try beating them all for yourself. I'll put the links down below.
Just gonna, oh wait, how's this flip gonna feel in VR though? Oh, not too bad, okay. Just get in there, just get in there.
So apparently the person that made this mod is actually looking to still work on this and fix things to be even more polished. Their to-do list seems to include implementing haptic feedback to work with VR controllers, fixing the pause menu's weird aspect ratio, adding room scale, and further utilizing the CPU while it's all running. I haven't tried to see if it works yet, but it doesn't seem like co-op chambers are listed anywhere on the mod page, so I'm really hoping that perhaps maybe they just didn't mention it, or maybe it's on the horizon later on. If I find out, I'll let you know. But if I could play co-op Portal 2 in VR, dude, that'd be so cool. I had to do a little troubleshooting to get it all working. I'll put the link to the instructions in the description down below for you if you're unfamiliar with GitHub like I am all the time.
This one's not kind if you mess up. As you can see here, it's just a shooting gallery.
So there you have it. Portal 2 in VR. It's here. Portal doesn't lend itself to being the most insanely interactive VR game, of course. There's not really much to it other than using one controller with the portal gun on it, but even that alone is amazing for a VR port of a game not meant to be in VR. So much so that Valve themselves even scrapped it. All this is to say, though, what was Valve planning here? As for me, I have a hunch that they were probably just testing out Portal 2 in VR as a proof of concept, but then would have done like a Half-Life Alyx move to create an adjacent Portal game built specifically for VR. We're getting into tinfoil hat theory zone here, but imagine how cool it would have been to get both co-op guns for yourself in the campaign to manipulate 4 different portals at once by yourself with a portal gun on each hand. I think they could totally still do it. But most people that are in VR now have their VR legs, and I think Portal 2 Alyx could probably help sell your Deckard whenever that comes out in 20 years or something. Anyway, that's it for me. What other games do you think need a VR port? Portal 2 is definitely on my list, but let me know yours. And maybe go check out my last video on Bad Dreams VR. It's this new game on Steam, and I've got some Steam keys to give out for it, but I'll do that tomorrow on Discord. Last minute chance to get in there. Anyways, cheers guys. Take care.
The scale in Portal. I'm losing my mind. Can't see my left hand, but just imagine that I'm just gonna pretend that I'm holding it with both hands.